Gavin Newsom has Fox News in a huge flutter because they think he's mimicking Trump, when reality is he's mocking Trump, but he's also mocking JD Vance brilliantly. So let's hear what Little Smokey had to say, and then we'll see Gavin Newsom's response.
I think is really worth taking a look at, because this happens too much in our country. And if you look...
Pause. Look at the eyeliner application today. I mean, we've gone from day to night application. And also the second thing that strikes me here is look at all of the white men behind him, the optics of that. Okay, Angie, I'm so sorry. The eyeliner.
No, I agree. I agree with both comments.
I mean, this is really teetering on smoky eye here.
Health crisis in the United States of America. We take way more psychiatric medication than any other nation on earth, and I think it's time for us to start asking some very hard questions about the root causes of this violence. And I'm going to be part of that, and the First Lady and the President are going to be part of that, but that's going to be an American conversation that we're going to have together. But before we have that conversation...
Wait, did he just say that he's going to have a conversation about psychiatric and psychological problems with Kanks?
With Kanks and Melania. Because that's where you get real expertise.
I mean, it's for real. I mean, like, he's the most batshit crazy person on the fucking planet right now. We're going to go talk to him about mental health, and Melania with her anti-bullying campaign. I mean, JD Vance is an absolute disgrace.
He is a disgrace
to humanity. If he were my son, I would want to just bury my head in the sand. I cannot imagine the shame that his mother must feel about raising such an evil sociopath as that man.
Yeah, I think he's more diabolical than Trump. But here's what Gavin Newsom has to say in response. Trump and JD Vance have cut over $1 trillion in mental health funding, including $1 trillion in Medicaid, the nation's primary funder of mental health services, $1 billion from school mental health programs, $1.1 billion from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, and $1.81 billion in the National Institutes of Health, mental health related grants. And that hits me right where I need it to hit, because you cannot sit there and say it's not a guns problem, it's a mental health problem. If you are so beholden to the NRA that you don't understand that what kills little kids in schools more than any other thing is guns, and you want to blame it on mental health, well, then you need to fund mental health. And they don't, because they fund billionaires and they give tax cuts to Elon Musk. They don't give a fuck about children. And
I think we need to change the language that they're not giving tax cuts to Elon Musk. They're giving corporate welfare.
You're right.
Elon Musk. They are giving handouts. But what's so rich about that right there is cutting substance abuse funding. Substance abuse is something that affects everybody: Republican, Democrat, Christian, Muslim, atheist, Satanist, whatever. But more interestingly, JD Vance's book, Hillbilly Elegy, depicts the opiate problem in his home state. And his mother was an addict. And he writes in great detail about that suffering and people falling prey to drug addiction. And the real culprit there are the pharmaceutical companies, that we have this crazy for-profit healthcare system, this crazy for-profit killing system, which is the gun lobby. And this is something that exists and has always existed in Republicanism and now MAGAism, is this: we care about kids. They say one thing, all of the evidence backs up another. We care about troops, all of the evidence shows they don't fund one of it. We care about patriotism and freedom, all they do is limit rights, and on and on and on down the road. So we need to quit listening to what these people say and highlight what these people do. And I think that's why it's so good that Gavin Newsom is responding with facts, because this is a party of moral duplicity. They are evil. And I don't know where this ends, Pumps. I don't know. But I oftentimes think, are we compatible to live with them? They want to control everybody. They don't want freedom. They don't want democracy. They're triggered by pronouns. They're triggered by drag queens. They're triggered by white liberal women. Every day they have a new list of people that scares them. They're scared to go to the big cities. And I oftentimes think, are we getting to a place of incompatibility with them? Is it getting so toxic that we're going to have to divide to where the cool people want to live in one place and all the prudes, micromanagers, and LGBTQ plus people live somewhere else? Because it's just getting more and more and more unsustainable.
Here's the thing. I agree with that, but the red states cannot survive without the blue states.
So
blue states fund red states.
Which I think maybe it might be good for them to taste it. Here's what your policies give you. Because in our state of Oklahoma, we're ranked 50th in education because education isn't funded. And people need to sit in that a while. I hate it. But this is what everybody consistently votes for. These MAGA super majorities, these Republican super majorities. You get more national debt, less freedom, more control, larger government, guns get more rights, and on and on and on. And now the stuff that this administration is eroding are basic things that both sides used to agree that government should take care of: infrastructure, emergency relief, et cetera. So this is, sometimes I think they're going to have to get what they voted for.
Yeah, probably. Okay, just want to pop this up really quick. That Trump has signed a bill revoking Obama-era gun checks for people with mental illnesses. The new law nullifies an Obama-backed rule that added people with mental illnesses to the National Background Check database. So, JD, you need to talk to Kanks, because you all are not speaking the same language. And then you're such a great dramatic reader. Pop this. I love this post from Gavin Newsom. I want you to read it.
JD, Just Dance Vance, who nobody liked until Trump picked him out of the bargain bin in the Walmart clearance section, went on Fox to trash me. Gavin C. Newsom, America's most popular governor. The dancing queen can't stop. I live rent-free in his head, very tiny space, almost no room with the couch. He is very weak. The guy can't run, takes more vacations than any vice president in history. And we've all had some lazy ones. Got caught taking photos in the bathroom, very sick, after applying his eyeliner, and wears a communist red shirt. Perfect, since Chairman Trump now owns Intel and tells him what to wear. Why does Fox air this nonsense? They edit the tapes. They even try to make him look smart, but he is a total joke. Fox should be ashamed. Stop giving airtime to a total loser. His time would be better spent practicing for his soon debut on Dancing. Dancing with the Stars. Everyone's laughing at him. Believe me. Thank you for your attention to this matter, GCN. Kylie, keep this up really quick, because this is brilliant. Mocking him. This is the way to go, over and over. And the repetition of stuff like this is how Trump has normalized all this shit, by doing it over and over. We need to keep mocking the JD Vance with the eyeliner. Again, we here at IHIP News support freedom of expression any way you want to. You want to wear eyeliner, you don't want to wear eyeliner. We don't care what gender you are. It's none of our business. It's a free country. It's simple. But these people get triggered by pronouns. These people get triggered by drag queens. And it's important to remind everybody, and Gavin Newsom's office needs to remind everybody of this, and attach J.D. Vance's failed drag queen photos. J.D. Vance's own grandmother told him when he was a little boy growing up, and this is in his book, Hillbilly Elegy, she told him, "I think you're gay, honey." And so, I don't know if he's gay or not, but I do know that I do get a gaydar ping. I do know that he's a member of a political party that crashed Grindr twice. I do know that he looked kind of frumpy, and then he goes out to Peter Thiel's Silicon Valley gay camp and comes back queer-eyed as fuck. And now we've got a vice president that wears eyeliner, which, again, I don't have a problem with that. But these are the people that tell you that kids go to school and get their wieners whacked off, which is a complete lie. Here we go.
There it is. There he is.
Here's a failed drag queen photograph right here. And so we need to keep reminding MAGA, because all of us that are in MAGA, we know what this guy is. We know he's an opportunist. We know he's a failed drag queen. We know he's a prostitute. We know he has no conviction. We know that he changes his mind based on who can pay him the most money. When he was writing the book, it was cool to be, oh, Trump is America's Hitler. He goes out and gets queer-eyed and gets $10 million from Peter Thiel. And they go, hey, listen up, big guy. You can put the drag wigs away. We're going to make you president. And yeah, but deep down, and I have this theory, and I've talked to you all about it in Pumps, and I just want to remind everybody, I visualize, and I don't think this is far from the truth, that he gets home from work and he goes home and he says hi to Usha and the kids, and then he goes and has daddy time. And I think he gets out feather boas. Y'all know that scene in Silence of the Lambs where the guy is like doing the lipstick and he's looking in the mirror and he's like tucks his penis and he's like, I would fuck me. I would fuck me. I genuinely think, you guys, those are the vibes that I get from Lil Smokey. I get Silence of the Lambs cross-dressing after work. And then he comes out the next day and he and Stephen Miller, promote all this cruelty. And you know what? Here's the thing. I don't think I'm far off. I genuinely don't. All right. Like and subscribe. We'll see you all later with more of our thoughts on failed drag queen Lil Smokey.